All right, today we're working on a dryer that is not drying. And we've narrowed it down to the fact that the dryer vent is really clogged up. And so we've already discovered that from outside. We've looked at the vent on the outside and it's a mess. It's full. We ran a camera up the flue and we could see that it's full of all kinds of problems. And so we're going to start on the inside by disconnecting the dryer from the vent. We've already unplugged it, safety first. So we've already unplugged it, but when I pulled the dryer out, I noticed something here that, see that big bulge right there? I have a feeling that that's probably full of lint and probably blocked off the flow of air through that. And so we're going to pull, first we're going to disconnect this one, and then we're going to pull the dryer out and we're going to disconnect it from the dryer. And we're going to just take a look in there, and I feel fairly certain that we'll find it's full of lint. I may be mistaken. I was once before, and so we'll see what happens. All right. Well, it is full, but it's not full of lint. There is some lint here, and we'll clean out the inside of the dryer vent. But if you look really closely, you see that? That's water. So as the dryer dries the clothes and draws the moisture out of the clothing, it's all accumulating in the bottom of this right here, which is really interesting because downstairs, when we look at the flue vent, it goes down into the basement and then makes a right-hand turn to go outside, and we see water dripping from that. And so this makes a lot of sense that the water is not being able to escape. It's getting stuck in this vent and also in the flue. As it hits that 90, the water is saturating the lint that's in there, and then it's just dripping out through an easy opening. But you can see how much water is in there. All right, we're going to see if we can show this with just my camera. It looks pretty clean, just a little bit right here at the end, but I think there might be a little bit up inside there. So I have a nice little endoscope that I'm going to put on my camera, my phone, and it's got a camera on the end of it, and we're going to send it up in there and see just what it looks like on the inside. While we're at this, you can see there's lots of dust and lint that's blown out on the floor and also around the vent. We're going to clean all that up. All right, so now we're on the outside. I'm just going to show you here how much lint there is. There's so much lint it's actually trapped the door open. So the first thing we're going to do is clean all of that out of the way. We're going to use the vacuum to do that with. And then I used, sorry about the airplane, I used a leaf blower from the inside to try and blow out any loose lint that was in the flue. And I had a bag hanging over the top of this, and I had my wife looking at it to see what happened. And she said that all that happened really was just the bag kind of blew out a little bit, but it didn't actually have anything blow into it, which means everything is stuck really hard on the sides of the flue. So we're going to get this flue out. We're going to get a drill out, and we're going to clean this up, and then we'll see where we're at. Now you can see the vent flap is doing what it's supposed to do, and it lays flat, and it's nice and clean up in there now. There was some lint stuck up behind the, I don't know if you can see that or not. There was lint stuck up behind the hinge, so it was keeping that also from laying down flat, but now it does. When I put my scope inside the vent the other day to just see how much lint was in there, what looks like a piece of wire going from one side right straight through the middle of the flue to the other side was in there. So I'm going to pull back this, way too close. So go out. I'm going to pull this back and just see if I can see. So it's just foam. Spray on foam. And I don't feel any wire going through there at all. So I don't know what that was. I don't see anything here. And I didn't come in very far. So I'm hoping that it's just a piece of wire that somehow got stuck up in there from construction. I don't even see any low voltage wire here that might have affected that. So I'm hoping when I put my cleaning brush in there, it'll just be a piece of wire that got left. So I'm going to be using my Craftsman tool here, impact wrench, and the tip. This, I have a whole box, you can see it. Those are the rods for the brush cleaner, which is right there. You can see these rods thread in like a normal thread. This tip right here will go into the tip on that. It just pushes in on this one, which is kind of nice. But the thing is, these threads, when you thread it in, it's going in clockwise. Everything goes in clockwise as you lengthen this out. So the thing you have to be careful of is that you never go counterclockwise with the drill, because that will unthread everything and leave it all stuck up inside the flue. So everything, whether you're going in or you're going out, it doesn't matter. It always has to be clockwise that you do it. And when we actually go up in here into the vent, we're going to open that up and we're just going to go a little tiny bit and then back out, and a little tiny bit and back out. And somehow while I'm doing that, I don't know how I'm going to do this, I have to hold the vacuum cleaner hose up there so that the vacuum actually sucks everything into it. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but we're going to figure it out. I may tape it up there. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I've only gone in one length of hose of the extension there for the brush, and this is how much I've already pulled out. And what you can't really see, except for a little bit here, are these little twigs, which tells me that there was probably like a little bird or something up in there that was trying to make a nest. And here's a friend of ours. We like lizards. They eat all kinds of bugs, so we keep them around the house. So that's how much, and I've just gone in 15 inches. So we got a lot of work to do. I'm not gonna, I don't know how, the vacuum is not working out too great. It's kind of hard to hold the brush and the vacuum at the same time, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there, but we'll figure something out. All right, where there's tape, there's a way. And that'll pull right off when I'm done, but that'll hold that in place while I can free up my hands to do the drill. I know there's a lot of background noise. I'm hoping you can see this. I'm pulling out lots and lots of twigs, so I think what was up in there was probably a bird trying to make a nest. So at one point I had no suction in my vacuum, so I pulled the hose off the suck end and put it on the blow end, I guess that's what they're called, and blew it out, and you can see all of this was stuck inside the vacuum hose. And a lot of that's because there were twigs in there, and so it was sucking the twigs into the pipe and getting stuck and causing the... Okay, so there goes another airplane right when I turn it on. The vacuum is not sucking anymore, so I'm going to pull it off of here, and I'm going to put it on the blowing side. Do this gracefully. And I'm going to try and I'm going to put this out just a little bit. I'm going to see if when I turn this on, can you see that? That was what gets stuck in there. And now it's all over the ground here because of all those little twigs. You can see all of them. All those little twigs are stuck up inside this thing. And I'm hoping that it won't be very much longer before I can get them all out and we can get all the way up to the top. This is where I'm pulling out. So this, let's see all these twigs. All right, we're going to blow this out one more time here, and I'm not even 6 feet in yet, but you'll see what that looks like. Just had to get a picture of that. Look at that. It's all twisted up and probably on a long stick where you can see it. That's a mess. So there's what I just pulled out, and I suspect the rest of the cleaning will be pretty good. That's a huge chunk that was blocking it all up, and so I think the rest of it will be pretty good. So that's what got wrapped around the end of the cleaning auger. You can see that's a bunch, and some of it fell off onto the ground. You can see all of this. It's a real mess up in there, but I'm hoping that this will be the most of it. So I just want to show you all of that. This is what didn't get into the vacuum cleaner because it just came out too thick to be sucked up. Okay, we made it all the way through, and now my wife is going to stick the leaf blower on the other end, and we're going to see what happens here. Oh, look at that. Keep going. Wow. Okay, we're done. You can see how much lint was in there. And this is not even all of it. Some of it's out on the ground in the backyard, kind of blown around, but that's too much lint. So this will be great for the homeowner, and will help them have a much drier process of drying their clothes, and nice and lint-free, and probably a little bit fire-free too. Lint burns rather quickly, so